And we're back to freecodecamp. Let me show you my solution for the next certification project. It's the Choropleth Map. You can see everything works here. I've used different colors and arranged the legend a little bit differently, but it says so in the project. You should give it your own style anyway. I've tried to stay close to this user story and I think that I've covered it all. It definitely works, and if you want to just see, here's the example. So as I've said, I've used the blue color palette. The legend is a little bit different. But if you just want to see the code, go to my code pen. I'm going to link to it in the video description below. And there you can see it code line by code line and recode it. It doesn't use any new concepts, so it stays very close to what was introduced in this course section of freecodecamp. So I'm just going to go over it briefly, as there's nothing really new, and I can make these videos a bit shorter, because making these videos is actually the most time consuming part. Let us start right here, simple boilerplate, and we'll link to D3. Inside of the body, I've created a div container for each legend element, an H1 and a paragraph, and then also a div container for the tooltip. I've directly given each element of the legend the background color here that I'm going to use for the counties later on in our map. As I've said here, I've linked to D3.js. And it's the usual stuff. We have to fetch the data first, right here. And this is given, so the source material is given in the user story in the certification project. And here are also specific names that we are supposed to use for ID selectors and stuff like this. We'll have to create the SVG element, just a general container. And I've selected the body simply. So this is why I don't have a specific div container inside of the body for this map. We can just select the body and then append the SVG width and height. I've added here. And then we just draw the counties. And that's the typical way you do it in D3. As I've said, it's part of the course section on freecodecamp, so there's nothing new in here. What might be interesting here is I've set a default to 0 if there is no data. And here, the fill, I've used the specific hex codes that I've used right here for the legend items. Let's check the first one for smaller than 15%. It's this one, so it has the same hex code. So this is where I've got the values from. Just make sure that they fit. You can use, for example, red color palette, doesn't matter. And here's the part for the tooltip for mouse over and mouse out. You want the tooltip only to be shown when you hover over the county. For now, the style has been adjusted, so you can see it, but the tooltip will not be on top of the mouse pointer. I've used CSS for that. Let us get to the CSS part. I've simply styled the body a little bit. This is for the most part optional. interesting part is I think that I've added right here to every specific county a stroke, and this is what gives us the separation between all of them. I've made it a white stroke. This is done in CSS, and here's our tooltip. Set the position to absolute, and the display should be by default set to none, and then it's only visible when we have the mouse over effect. You can delete these parts in the legend if you want to, but I've added them because of the 60%, the way that I've arranged the legend. This is now kind of like a hangover element, and I didn't like that, so I just doubled it. Once again, if you want to see it line by line, recoded line by line, check out the link in the description. It should refer you to my CodePen. And I've just pasted everything as it is in my notepad right here in the HTML box, so I didn't separate between CSS, JS and HTML. It's all here, and you can just copy paste it into a notepad and it should run for you as well. Let me know when there are issues with accessing this project, and I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.